Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our New Year's Day service. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. Happy New Year to everyone. 2026 welcomes the year of the fire horse. People born of this year exhibit cheerfulness, wisdom, and sincerity. We have with us today Reverend Elaine Donlin from the San Francisco Buddhist Church. Welcome again, Reverend Donlin. We will begin with quiet meditation. Please place your hands together in Gassho. Sensei will ring the bell to begin and end the meditation. Please rise for our opening gatha, which is Shinchu Shuka, which is found on 131 of our white book. which is found on page 8 of the Purple Book. Three Treasures 1. Hard is it to be born into human life? Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One? Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. When we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be free from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony in a spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent and profound and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Today's sutra will begin with Sambujo on page 24, and this will be followed by Jusege on page 93. These are both found in the Purple Book.
respectfully call upon Amida Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, and the Tathagatas of the 10 directions to enter this practice hall as we offer flowers of welcome. We have gathered today in quiet reflection on the occasion of Enmanji's Shusho-e, New Year's Day service. We remain deeply grateful for the many causes and conditions that have brought us together here today as we reverently come before Amida with gratitude for the all-inclusive wisdom and compassion that is Amida Buddha. May the fragrance of the incense teach us the purity of our intention. May the beauty of the flowers offered remind us of the living energy of the Dharma. And may the light that burns brightly on the altar awaken us to the immeasurable light of wisdom that transform the darkness of ignorance to enlightenment and suffering to joy. Namo Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha, Namanda, 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 Namanda. Juseige, the 3 sacred vows which beautifully express Bodhisattva Dharmakara's determination to work tirelessly for the benefit of all beings. Gagon Josekan Ichi Mujodo Shigan Fumanzo Seifujo Shoga Gaomuryoko Uridai Seshu Usai Shoringu Seifujo Shoga Gashi Jobuno Nyosho Chojiko Kukyo Nishomon Seifujo Shoga Ryokujin Shonen Joeshu Ongyo Shikujodo Ishoten Ninshi Jindiki Endaiko Usho Musaido Shoujo Sankumyo Kosai Shuryakunan Kaihichi Egen Meshi Konmoan Esokusho Akudo Sudasun Shumon Oso Jomanzo Iorojipo Nishigatsu Shujuki Enko Onbugen Ishu Kai Hozo Koseku Dokuho Jodai Shuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyo Isaibu Usokushu Tokuhon Gane Shisujoman Tokui Sangayo Nyobutsumu-geshi Sudasumi Fusho Gangaku Eri all beings may we together awaken the Bodhi mind and be born in the realm of peace and joy. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida. Namanda. 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 Namanda.
Today's Dharma talk will be given by Reverend Dharma.
Please join me in Gasho as we listen to the wise words of Renyo Shonin. If one walks looking far ahead and pays no attention to the ground beneath their eyes, they will stumble. If one gazes critically upon others and forgets to look into themselves, they will bring tragedy upon themselves. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. 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 Good morning. Happy New Year. It is so nice to be back here at Enmanji with all of you. The passage that I just read, that I opened with from Renyo Shonin, the 8th Gomonju, or Chief Abbot of our Mother Temple in Kyoto, Japan, it's a good starting place for today's reflection. I especially like this passage because I think it conveys a message of balance and introspection, qualities that are not only very Buddhist, but I think especially helpful for everyone in this new year. The first part suggests that focusing too much on the distant future can lead to a lack of awareness of present obstacles as well as present gifts. While the second part warns that a lack of self-reflection and an excessive focus on criticizing others will lead to personal downfall. Quote, if one walks looking far ahead and pays no attention to the ground beneath their eyes, they will stumble. This suggests that while it's important to have long-term goals, one must also remain grounded in the present and be mindful of immediate changes and challenges to avoid unnecessary suffering. If one gazes critically upon others and forgets to look into themselves, they will bring tragedy upon themselves. This part emphasizes the importance of self-reflection. Judging others without looking at one's own flaws and faults can lead to a perspective rooted in self-delusion, right, which often leads to self-destructive consequences. Another way to look at this is with a quote by a well-known Tibetan Buddhist teacher, Urgen Rinpoche, who said, quote, when you don't follow the past and don't invite the future, there is nothing to sustain but the natural, non-conceptual state of awareness of your present ordinary mind. So, when you don't follow the past refers to letting go of rumination, regret, nostalgia, and the tendency to define oneself by past experiences or conditioning, maybe even to the point that it becomes one's entire identity. Don't invite the future. This means releasing the anxiety, the anticipation, the hope or fear regarding what's to come. It's an instruction to stop living in a projected reality, a calculated reality that hasn't happened yet and may not even happen. This teaching essentially describes the experience of mindfulness or presence, where one resides in the present, not in the past, not in the future, but to really see our life as it's unfolding. It's emphasizing simply resting in clarity and openness of the present moment, without mental fabrications or effort, leading to a profound sense of peace and freedom. Buddhism teaches us that each day, each moment, is an opportunity to transform the way of thinking about things. What are we focusing on as we step out of 2025 and step into 2026? Are we still back in 2025, recycling old grudges like they happened yesterday? Or reliving past hurts over and over, unwilling to let them go? And what do we do with the losses, the challenges, the difficulties that we encounter in this imperfect, ever-changing, finite life? The issue isn't eliminating these hard truths of life. It's how do we relate to them when they do arise? In his beautiful and instructive poem, Auguries of Innocence, the 18th century poet and mystic William Blake wrote, "Joy and woe are woven fine." It's one of my favorite lines from literature. Joy and woe are woven fine. Blake isn't saying that joy and woe are opposites that are connected. In fact, separating them reinforces the illusory pursuit of what we want over what we have. Rather, they're complementary and interdependent, woven together. One doesn't follow the other, but is contained within the other. Once we can see and appreciate that, we have more equanimity. Real balance in life is understanding this. Everything is impermanent. Things are constantly changing, and yet at the same time, everything is profoundly, deeply interdependent. Joy and sorrow are not opposites, but threads of the same fabric. Joy and woe are woven fine. That line captures for me the quiet resilience of being fully human. This past Monday and Tuesday, I joined Reverend Enrique Galvin Alvarez. Some of you know him fondly. He's been here several times at Enmanji. I joined him in his Jin Enko Sangha. I joined via Zoom. It's an international Sangha that he has with 30 plus folks from Spain and Brazil. And most of the folks were speaking Brazil. Actually, and we got together for their annual year-end chanting of the 3 Pure Land Sutras. And so the folks were speaking mostly Spanish and Portuguese, but 2 of us were English speakers, a Dharma friend from England and myself. And I used the Google Translate during the discussion parts. And it actually wasn't so bad, although there were some really wonky translations happening, but it was better than nothing. And then Reverend Enrique made sure that the pithy points he reinforced in English so that my friend and I could understand or digest it. And so this endeavor took 2 days, chanting the 3 Pure Land Sutras. To chant the 3 Pure Land Sutras back to back, without breaks or commentary, probably takes a little over 4 or 5 hours. The larger sutra is large. It's called the larger sutra for a reason. It is long and large. So we chanted the larger sutra on Monday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., which included discussions and a decent break. And on Tuesday, we chanted the smaller sutra, the smaller Amida Sutra, and the Contemplation Sutra, again with commentary and discussion. And although I have studied the 3 Pure Land Sutras, I have never chanted them back to back. And something really jumped out at me, hearing and chanting them all together. And that is the ongoing theme of light in all 3 sutras. Amida, which is the enlightened expression of wisdom and compassion, is repeatedly represented as light. Shinran wrote extensively about this, stating that, quote, Amida Buddha is the light of wisdom, which is what is actually stated in the larger sutra. And this light permeates, encompassing everything, embracing all beings. There is no place this light does not reach. We are all embraced by it. The larger sutra lists 12 names for Amida's light, one of which is, quote, the light outshining the sun and moon. It's stating that Amida's light is stronger than that of the sun and moon. That comparison is referring to physical measurement, right? Stronger than. Because we as humans are limited by our words. But the sutra is not talking about physical light. It's the light of wisdom. And because we're human, for us, it's the light made out of words. That's the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu is the light, is the Buddha light within us, helping us to recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu is the light of wisdom which manifests, unveiled, is exposed, and is evident. And this light is embodied by our body, our speech, and our mind. It is this light that reveals my self-centeredness, calling me to entrust in Amida's Bodhisattva vow, rather than my own self-cherishing efforts. This light allows us to live with gratitude and be awakened to Buddhahood. Greg Kretsch, the author of the wonderful Nikon books, said that, quote, gratitude is a function of attention. Gratitude is a function of attention. So what are we paying attention to? What are you paying attention to? As some of you know, I've been working as a night minister for the San Francisco Night Ministry for some time now. And recently I was walking with a new colleague. And we were walking one night in the Mission District, where there's been an increase in the unhoused population as folks fearing ICE arrests have left their jobs lest they get caught up in these raids. So we had been walking the streets for a little over an hour, and it was lightly raining, and folks were huddled in the doorways or under building ledges with ripped plastic bags over them, trying to keep themselves and their belongings dry. And they were kind, cordial even, offering us holiday greetings. The contrast was strikingly sharp. When we turned the corner, my colleague asked, how do you not get overwhelmed with grief or anger at all the suffering that's allowed to happen in one of the wealthiest cities, in one of the wealthiest states, in one of the wealthiest countries in the world? And I understood his perspective. I shared with him something that I learned from a Japanese poet, Masaoka Shiki, who was a major figure in the development of modern haiku poetry. He once said, remember perspective. Large things are large, but small things are also large if seen up close. Although Master Shiki was writing about the art of haiku, I applied his instruction to my night ministry work, as it allows me to not get overwhelmed with the obvious suffering and injustice of it all. Because each night ministry encounter I have is large. Whether it's eye contact and a warm smile and a kind hello, or a full-on, in-depth conversation, it's all the same to me. It's large, it's meaningful, and it's connection. What is your perspective? What is large for you? What are you paying attention to as we start this new year, this new day, this new moment, never to be repeated again? This doesn't mean we ignore the hard stuff, the difficult stuff, the painful stuff that arises just by virtue of being human. Remember the historical Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, said that it's impossible to avoid suffering in life. Right? Being born is suffering, growing old is suffering, becoming ill is suffering, and dying is suffering. Separation from those we love is suffering. Encountering misfortune is suffering. And not getting what we want is suffering. That's the first noble truth. So just by virtue of being human, we encounter suffering. But it's not that we won't experience it. It's what do we do with it when it does arise? In the darkness that we might be experiencing, there is light. And it is this light that allows us to see the darkness. Because without the light, there is no darkness. Reality is all-inclusive. There is nothing that can be outside of it. In Shinshu, we have the primal vow, that all-inclusive wish for all sentient beings, ourselves included, to be liberated, to be free of suffering. And underlying the expression of gratitude for the primal vow lies engagement with, as opposed to detachment from, this world. Engagement with each other, with our families, with our friends, with our communities, both immediate and the larger communities that we're a part of. This is our Shin tradition. We have been given everything we need to be fully human. Our teaching extols kindness and compassion. That's the Mahayana Bodhisattva path, of which our Pure Land teaching is deeply rooted in. The Bodhisattva ideal specifically recommends trying to improve the world to the best of our ability. But that ideal, it's important to remember, is based on a realistic recognition that the world is imperfect. Sentient beings in samsara are suffering in one way or the other. I've heard it said that the beauty of Buddhism is that the Buddha didn't promise to remove the ills of the world. He empowered us to bring compassion to them. And I have to ask myself, where do I fall short of walking with compassion, with and for each situation that unfolds in my life? And more importantly, what allows me to open my heart and mind to this recognition of my limitations, while continuing to experience all that supports and sustains me? I am certain there are many ways and many paths, but I can only speak from my own experience. It is by receiving the Nembutsu, through letting go into the Nembutsu, letting go into Namo Amida Butsu. Hearing the vow awakens Shinjin within each of us, awakening the Pure Land of peace and joy in one's heart, and by extension in one's life. In this new year, may we find moments of quiet grace tucked inside everyday life. And may the light of boundless wisdom and compassion guide us, bringing true peace to ourselves and to all beings, today and always. Please join me in Gasho to listen to the words of our founder, Shinran Shonin. Awaken to the life-nurturing primal vow of Amida, those who only entrust in this universal activity of love and compassion, through the benefit of being embraced and never forsaken, all attain enlightenment. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much, Reverend Donlin. Please stand for our closing gatha, which is Shinshu Anthem on page 130 of the White Book. This song is the English version of Shinshu Shuka, so it will be the same tune but different words. Are there any announcements?
Can you announce the carol service? I don't know from office.
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
So, good morning. So as was written in your newsletter, Reverend Carol Hamaka, who was the long-term resident minister here for many years, she passed away, and her funeral will be on January 23rd. It's a Friday down in San Diego. But I wanted to let you know that because it is a VCA funeral, it will be broadcast. It'll be live streamed. So if you're interested, probably Kent Sensei? Kent, you can let folks have, you guys know how to get a hold of me. Reach out to me. I don't have the link yet, but they will be sending it out so that you can join in online on Friday, January 23rd. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei. Are there any other announcements?
Kent, do you have anything? No?
If not, this will conclude today's service. I'd like to thank Reverend Donlin for her Dharma message, Dr. Kent Matsuda for playing the organ, Daryl Yagi for setting up the Onaijin and reading the kancho, the January Toban for the offerings, and Lance Liu for doing the beautiful flower arranging. If you have not done so, please feel free to offer incense, and there will be light refreshments served in the hall. Thank you.
Thank you, as always.
Thank you.